What's up, everyone? I'm Perete Harrison, the DevOps Software AI Engineer. I'm here with Atop Web Technologies, and I'm also with my colleagues.
Hi, my name is Gideon Usani, the Frontend Web Development Engineer here at Atop Web Technologies.
Sounds good. So, what I want to do today is that I want to roll off my sleeve and talk about more about and agent agent development kits. Although I will be focusing on ADK provided by Google, but also I will touch bases of OpenAI. And if time permit, we'll also see other framework provided as well. So the question is, what is agent development kit? Well, before you really understand the the concept of it and why framework, if you're adding AI capability to that of your web application, mobile application, desktop application, or whatever uh, application or services that you are building, if you want to add AI capability to it, it's very extensive, especially if you want to work with the raw API. So, for example, if you want to add um, sentiment analysis, so if you want to analyze text, image, if you want to add voice capability, if you want to have generative AI, it's very complex to pieces together different API to do that. But with the help of ADK, Agent Development Kit, or any framework, which of course will touch bases, it's very easy to do. Before ADK, we as a AI engineer, we use it's called LangChain. Yeah. Again, it's also a framework, but as you can see, ship agents that wow, that is what they describe here. So you can observe, evaluate, and deploy agent with a Langsmith. And Langsmith is a services provided by LangChain. So the agent engineering platform. So if you go to the doc and you see they have different library, open source agent framework. So I have Deep Agent, Python, LangChain, LangGraph, and yeah, and a lot of them. So now, but I want to in this video I want to focus on this agent development kit provided by Google. As time progresses, I might touch bases in respect to this. So as you can see, agent development kit here is according to the definition, it means it's flexible and modular framework for developing and deploying AI agents. Don't be confused. What is an agent? Agent is simply is a function which, of course, you provide an instruction to the function. Also, you provide an LLM to the function. So that is an agent. So don't be confused. You see it and how it works as well. And again, if you want to define it further, is that it can act on its own. It can communicate with the outside world. And of course, but the meat of it, the entire gist of it is that an agent is powered by an LLM. LLM here means large language model. So it could be from OpenAI, it could be from Google, it could be from any open source model. Yeah. So again, ADK is model agnostic, so deployment agnostic. So what it means here is that it means that this agent development kit can accommodate different model. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it must be from Google. So it can be from any model provider. So you can use it with different SDK. So you have Python, which of course is the recommended here. You have TypeScript, Go, and Java. So I think TypeScript, Go, Java, they newly released it. So initially, this agent development kit was released. The original SDK is for Python. So majority of the capability of this ADK is within this Python library. Of course, TypeScript is coming up, Go as well, which is one of my favorite programming language. So as you can see, the capability of this ADK here is that when you want to add AI capability to your application, be it desktop, mobile, or whatever services, ADK can make it very, very, very simple to do so. So as you can see, you can have flexible orchestrations. You have multi-agent architecture. When I mean orchestration here, so it can be parallel. So it can be parallel, it can be sequential as well. Sequential is very simple. Parallel is very simple. Parallel as well is also simple, where you spin up several agents at a time, and at the end of it, you combine their output together. And I also have loop that loop back and forth until completion. So we also have like multi-agent architecture as well. So rich tool ecosystem. There's a lot of tools. We'll get to that. Deployment ready, built-in evaluation, of course, is very important so that you see how the processes your agent takes to accomplish a task. And they also have built-in safe and secure an agent. So this is the core capability of it. And this is why I recommend that whenever you want to build an agent with several capability, I'm recommending that you use ADK for it. So with that being said, I just want to show you a basic example of what is going on here. So the thing is this. Setting up agent, of course, is very simple. Just follow these instructions here. You use pip to install the Google ADK. Then you use the CLI command to create an agent. So this would be your agent. So this is basically an agent. So this is a folder. This is a folder. Within that folder, we have several files. Init the py, then environment variable, and agent.py. So further instruction is provided here. So if you're wondering what is an agent, this is an agent. So an agent is just again, I said it's a function, but if you look at it very well, we import an agent here. So which is a class here. So it takes in model, some parameters here, or properties. So better word is properties. Take the model, you can specify the model name, the name of the agent, description, instruction, and tool. Again, tool is just a function. So the way it works is that if you, for example, if you go to ChatGPT, for example, and you can ask any question, for example, you can ask anything. Like, you can ask, for example, is that, I have to tell me LLM, which of course it can quickly just generate what is an LLM and tell you the meaning of it. You see, this is straightforward. But there are times where you definitely want to have access to an internal or external tools. ChatGPT, for example, cannot provide it for you. So you need to give it the capability. You need to give it a tool to search internet or to browse the web, to check for weather, the current weather degree or whatsoever that you have in your mind. So any internal tool that is not publicly available or thereabout. So then you can provide a tool for the agent to access. There's already a tool here. So that's why if you ask what is the current weather for example, in in Paris, you'll be able to tell you it will use the tool whether to query it. So what is the current within Paris? So naturally, LLM doesn't know this thing. So again, you see, it's searching the web. It's using a tool to search the web. Then it will spit out the answer. So similarly, this is what is going on here. So we provide a tool here, which is get current time. So what it does is that it returns a dictionary and status, which is sources and city and the time. So in this case, we might need to query an external API to get the current time. So that's basically what tools is doing here. Again, there are super a lot of examples which you can play with here. So let's move on. So this is it. So this is basically an agent for you. So you can provide your API key and yeah, very simple. They also provide this web interface which you can use to trace and chat with your agent as well. All right, so there's something known as multi-tool agent. Multi-tool agent, building multi-tool agent. So as the name implies, very simple, the same concept. So it's not difficult. Like here, you can see get a weather. It's just a function. Get current time is a function. Then we stitch everything together. You see, we apply everything here. So get weather, get the current function. So when you ask the agent a question that what is the current weather in Paris? What is the current weather in New York? So what will happen is that the agent will infer that, okay, you're asking for what is the current weather? The current weather. So it will use this to get weather. And what is the tool here? Again, it's just a function, get weather. So if you ask what is Paris, we'll be able to infer that, okay, you're asking for the city which is Paris, then it will do whatever it wants to do here. So you're free to do whatever you want to do. If you want to talk to an external API, the boys in your court here to do that. So whatever you want to do, you can do it. And at the end of it, you provide the tool to the LLM. So dynamically, the LLM will determine which tool, we dynamically select which tool is right for the to answer it, to give a proper answer. You see, they also have a very good diagram illustration here. So as you can see, this is the query. What is the weather in New York City? So the agent here, so weather agent receive and process the query. Of course, it will decide the tool. If it wants to call, probably to get weather to with the city, then to return results, which is agent process result and formulate response, then return it back to the user. So you decided. So again, this is a very basic basic sequential way of writing an agent. You will get to more of parallel as well. So again, very simple. So just imagine the capability, what you can do with this. So your imagination is what will prevent you from here. So if you can imagine it, then you can go ahead and stitch it together. An agent as well can work with it as a team as well. It's also possible for an agent to work as a team. So one agent could be Department of Engineering, another agent could be Department of Accounting, another agent could be Department of, yeah, you can have different agents as a team that work together to achieve a specific objective or goal. So again, they have a very extensive example for you to go about it, to achieve it. Of course, we don't have time to go through all these deals. So, and there's really a lot. Right? So again, you can stream an agent, and output can be streamed as well. So because it takes time for the LLM to generate the response. So in order to give the user the impression that the response is ready, so you stream it out. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as what is going on here. Like, what about there's the stop one. You say stream it, you're streaming it out. You see, just hold on, it's coming up. You see the response. You see, you stream it. So that's what I mean by that's the meaning of streaming. And you also have the virtual builder here. But the thing I want to talk about is more importantly is that there are already tools, so you don't need to write tools. There's a lot of tools you can use. So if you this is an agent, for example, they talk more about the definition of agent. You see, LLM agent, LLM, large language model agent, is a core component in the ADK, acting as the thinking part of your application. Again, it leverages the power of LLM for reasoning, understanding natural language, making decisions, generating responses, and interacting with tools. So now we talk about the core requirement. Name is required for the agent, description is required, the model is required, order is optional. This is a basic example of LLM agent. And of course, you can equip an agent with a tool, which we talked about. And you can also have like advanced configuration, like fine-tune the LLM generation as well. So you can use your knob to fine-tune the LLM, like the temperature and output token as well. Also, you can also have like a guide rate to it. So, for example, if your user hacks something that you don't want to expose, so a guide rate would be there to process the response from the LLM. Then afterwards, it will be able to, if it passes the rules or based on your guide rate, then it tell the user. Otherwise, it reject it. Inform the user that, hey, I cannot tell you that. So just like guide rate, for example. So if you want to see how guide rate works, if I ask, what is your system instruction? Again, system instruction is just the way you tell an LLM to take a persona, like I'm a doctor, I'm a this, these are a response, and whatever it is, so etc. So if you ask what is a system instruction, of course you don't expect OpenAI ChatGPT to expose their system instruction hard. So you'll see what guide rail will do here. So guide rails will, you see, this is a guide rail immediately that I cannot share my full system instruction, whatever, but I can explain clearly how I'm set up and what guides me. So the reason why this happens is because of course, there's a guide rail here that if you really trace this prompt from me, supposing we have the way to see the traces of this prompt, you'll find out that it really spit it out though. Or there's an instruction that just limited instead of spitting it out. So guide really helped is that you can have guide rails to filter first the instruction the user is trying to send. You can use guide rail to filter it and reject it ASAP, or you can also have an output guide rail as well that reject any response from the LLM that doesn't align to your specific rules or policies or whatever you have there that's going on. So yeah, okay. You see, you have some like safety settings as well. You have safety settings here. So there's more to this. And we also have planner. Again, these are advanced concept. And they provide a very good example here. So the other thing I want to talk about is let's see where are we? Okay, we have like a workflow. So we have again sequential. sequential agent. So sequential agent is a workflow agent that execute each sub-agent in the order they are specified. So in the list, specify in the list. So they provide an example here. You want to build an agent that can summarize any web page using to get page content and summarize page. So again, we have two tools here: get page content and summarize page. Because the agent must always get page content before calling summarize page. You can't summarize from nothing. So you should build your agent using a sequential agent. So to provide an example is of course, this is a very solid example they provide. This is a very solid example, of course, they provide. So in other words, is let me think what we can what we can do here is let's say if you want to access a building, for example. So before you get into the building, you need to pass a security check. So before you get into the building, so let's say we have two agents here. So the one would be a kind of a security in the gate, and the other agent, once you get in, then the other agent will probably direct you to your office or direct you to do something else in it. So let's say you're new to it. So we can have two agents. So one agent is there to carefully scan you, to observe you, to see if you have any weapon that's not allowed within the building. So, and after that, if you pass it, then if the scan is okay, then it handle you to a different agent. I will direct you to the conference room or wherever you're going. So that is just one lame, kind of a lame example, though, but I believe it gives you an idea about what they provide here is, again, very practical. So if you want to summarize a web page, let's say if you want to, let's say we have like let's say we have a news, for example, and you just want to summarize this. I don't know what's going on here, but let me find do the blog. All right, so given that we have this blog post here, all right, so given that we have this blog post here and you want to summarize this whole thing here, so you have two tools for it. So one tool would be to get the page, so that will, of course, get all the content here, and another tool to summarize it. So there'll be another tool that will summarize it. So that is just the gist here. So sequential agent is possible with this. Again, your reasoning is the limitation here. So if you can, whatever use case that you want to build or add AI capability to any services, I recommend that you start with a sequential agent, depending. Then if you try it doesn't work, then you move to that of parallel. So again, they provide an example here for you. Again, it's very easy as well to know, depending on your use case, you can ask an LLM to suggest to you, is sequential agent okay, or loop or parallel? So the ball is in your court here. Let's see what we have here. All right. So again, they're providing a very nice example here with this diagram. So we have an input from the user, sub-agent, and also which we pass it to another agent. Then you have the output here. Again, one agent will extract all this content. Another agent will summarize it and return the output to the user. Hi, Gideon. What's up? I hope this is it's going as you're enjoying this.
Yeah. I'm following, even though some concepts are unfamiliar, but I'm trying to catch up. I'm just following.
All right. No problem. So yeah, so this is a very pretty example on how to go about it. If you have time, you can just go through it. Very simple, not difficult. So we have loop agent here. So loop agent is a workflow agent that executes its sub-agent in a loop. So it repeatedly runs a sequence of agents for a specific number of iteration or until a termination. You need to be very careful with this loop agent. So of course we use it in a very complex, complex and complex scenario. So look at the example. They provide an example here, which is a very good example. You want to build an agent that can generate image of a food, but sometimes you want to generate a specific number of items, 5 banana. It generates a different number of those items in the image, such as an image of 7 banana. You have two tools: generate image, count food item, because you want to keep generating image until it either correctly generates the specific number of item or obtain a certain number of iteration. You should build an agent using a loop. So this is again, this is a solid example, but to some amateur mind, new engineer might not be able to. They might not be able to really grasp this entire concept, but I understand what it is. So again, um, if you're confused, make sure you start first using a sequential agent. If it doesn't achieve your objective, then you can move on to that of a loop agent. And if you're wondering, if you're in a confused state when to use loop agent, of course, use an LLM as well to come up. You can even ask an LLM what, given this my scenario, given this is what I want to achieve. Is loop agent right for it, or sequential agent? You, as time progresses, but if as soon as when you as you progresses and become mature, then you'll be able to understand it more. So again, there's an example here. So it's very simple. It's not as difficult. So we just have several agents here, so that iterate back and forth and have the output. So this is an example of it. So we have parallel agent as well. So I love parallel agent because I really love it. So I've been using it for long. So what it does is that parallel agent is a workflow agent that executes its sub-agent concurrently. So for example, we have, if we go to technologies, so we have these several blog posts here. 1, 2, 3. So let's say we want to build an agent that we summarize, let's say n number of blog posts from this Google blog post from here. Or all right, so let's say we want to summarize this entire blog post that we have here. So we can fire different agents that we access this blog post, for example, to access everything, extract all this content here. Then at the same time, we launch them at the same time. Another agent we extract these, another one extract these. So we can extract it, we can fire one almost like 6, 7, 8 agents at once. That we extract and summarize everything. And at the end of it, we stitch everything together. So this can be in a different source. So it can be an agent that, for example, if we want to build an advanced news summary agent that we so what will happen is that an agent we can fire one agent out, one sub agent that will go directly to Google and extract the latest blog post from Google. We fire another one that will go directly to that of Microsoft, for example, to see what they released. AWS, for example, Google, Oracle. So we can have different agents that we can fire out one. So at the end of it, whatever each agent extracted, then we stitch everything together. So it's very powerful. So of course they perform independently. So this again, we see like a multi-source data retriever or heavy computation where parallelization gives substantial performance gain. So very simple, it's not difficult. So again, look at it, the input, then different agents will work together and we have the output here. Again, you can stitch the output together. So this is how you achieve it. So there's more to it, and of course you can also have custom agent as well. You can have agent configuration. You can have multi-agent system as well. But one thing I want to talk about is agent tool. So you see, they have different tools here which you can provide to your agent that will give your agent extra capability. So let's see tools provided by Google. So you can, there's a lot of tools here. So initially they have limited tools, but now we have a lot of tools. Of course, you can build a custom tools as well. So it's not difficult. I think the most important tool here I want to talk about is this Google search tool. So you can provide this Google search tool to your agent. If you provide it, that is to say your agent can do some Google research for you. It's very simple. So we already have it yet. So you see, we're importing it from Google and ADK tools. So in this, there's a lot of tools here. So we have Google search here. So you just need to provide Google search as a tool. That's all. That's all you need to do. Gideon, do you want me to tell you the kind of complexity it takes for you to really write tools, if not because of agent development kit framework? It takes time for you to write a tool, then give your agent a tool. But with the help of this, things is very simple to do.
I guess from what I can see, most of these things are already pre-built. So just more like really kind of.
All right. Yes. The mic to some extent. So we also have computer use as well. So you can use a tool you can give your agent a tool. They'll be able to launch a browser and access the internet for you, browse the internet for you. So there's a lot of tools here that you can provide to. There's a coding tool as well. Your agent will be able to execute code in a secure environment. This can be in a Docker container. And a lot of connector. There are different tools. Search as well. MCP, observability as well. So they have a lot of tools here which you can provide to your agent. So not only agent development kit, so we also have that of OpenAI, agentic, ADK, I think, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. OpenAI. Agentic kit, yes. I think they launched it then with JavaScript. I believe now it has expanded a lot. Yeah, so it was launched October. I remember, where is the documentation of that? Yes, this is it. I remember, yeah. Yeah, again, it's still the same concept. So it's the same thing as this of agent development kit provided by Google. They also have OpenAI. This is OpenAI as well. So they have it in a different languages. So I think the first one that was released was in TypeScript, which is JavaScript. So it's still the same concept. So nothing changed. The same concept. So of course, for test generation, code execution, image, audio, function calling as well. And you see, using tools. So they have, you can as well. Again, it's still the same. There's no different. No different. So if you build an agent, okay, they have agent builder, but we're not interested in that now. Again, let's see how this. Yeah, this is an agent here. No, is this agent? This is just their documentation. No, okay. This is their document. This is not the agent development kit doc. You figure out how to. I think it should be this. Yeah, okay. This is the Python library. Well, this is for the Python library. Where's the JavaScript libraries? Yes, this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is it. So again, this is an agent. So this is an agent. You import an agent and run. Create an instance of an agent. Then you provide the name, instructions. It's still the same thing, no different. Then you, with the run, you pass in the agent, which is an instance here, and that's all. So as you can see, it's still the same. They have agents, so which we talked about. Agent are the main building blocks of an OpenAI agent SDK. An agent is a LLM that has been configured with instruction, model, and tool. Yeah, instance of an agent, the name, instruction, and model. Of course, you can provide a tool as well to an agent. It's still the same concept here. So they are hosted OpenAI tool, built-in execution tool, function tool, agent as a tool. You can also use agent as a tool as well. And experimental codex tool is also available. So they have web search to search an internet file retriever. It's also there as well. If you look at the tool here, they also have it here. Code interpreter, the image generation, then tool search as well. If you import these out, you can import every web search, image generation, file search, code interpreter, and agent. Then you just provide these tools in an array. Yeah. Each of them. So they tell you about the functionality here. So they have built-in computer use is also there. Share, apply patches as well. So there's much here. So if you want to get and dive into it, you're free to do it. We'll talk about guide rails here. So we have input guide rails run only for the first agent in the chain. Output guide rail run only for the agent that produce the final output. We also have two guide rails as well. So I think we talked about this. It's very simple to implement. And yeah, so that is basically it. So if you want to build an agent and add AI capability to it, you can either go with Agent Development Kit by Google or use OpenAI Agent Agent SDK as well. One thing I want to talk about is Genkit as well, provided by Google. Genkit. So again, this is an AI framework for full stack app. I know there's a lot of debate about when to use Genkit and why do we have Genkit. Why do we have ADK and the rest of other? So as you can see, this for full stack app. So let's say you probably you build an application with Nest.js or React. So it's very easy for you to integrate agent AI capability to it. So they make things very easy for you to integrate it. Again, almost the same thing that you can do with ADK or OpenAI agent SDK, you can also achieve the same thing with this. But if you're building a very complex flow or trying to solve a complex problem, go with either of these two. So if you just want to add a agent capability to your application, to your full stack application, why not use Genkit? Again, it's very simple, not difficult. This is for TypeScript. You import Genkit, import is model agnostic as well. So you can either use your own model, your LLM if you want to. Import Genkit, import Google AI. You create an instance of it using the Genkit. Then, of course, you provide a plugin here. Then the structured test are from this AI dot, which is an instance of this AI dot generate. Then you provide a prompt and provide a mode. That's all. You can use OpenAI as well. You can use Anthropic. You can use SAI, DeepSeek, Llama. So you can do that. So it's model agnostic, and they have different for different programming languages as well. And that is even coming up, which is very good. Python is a preview, Go as well. So I remember it was launched with TypeScript. So the capabilities: unified API for any model, composable workflow, production-ready tools for you, and also built-in developer tool for tracing to understand what is going on within, to understand the entire flow of your agent. So yeah, that's all. Let's see the getting started here. Again, I have this concept as flows. Is almost the same thing. So creating flows. So don't be confused. Flow is just a function. So I think if you define flow, automatically it's become a cloud run function for you. So you don't need to disturb yourself in creating a cloud run function yourself or thereabout. So this is it. So we have AI.define flow, the name, input schema. You see, so again, you can have input schema. So this is the beauty of it. You can also do the same thing here, but remember, if you deploy these, you need to call an external API. But this can really run. You can use it within your application development. So you can have input schema for validation. They're using Zod here. So output schema as well to have a structural output from the LLM, because LLM sometimes they are not predictable, so they are there to hallucinate. So, but if you have a output schema, it really enforces them to spit out what you need, the shape of the data of what you need. And yeah, and then you have this. They return whatever from the LLM. This is just the definition. Again, you can attach tools to it. This is a get weather tool. Exactly, then you can provide it to. It's the AI, but let's see where they attach it to. We are using tool. They provide tools here. Generation, provide it here. Yeah, very easy. So there's a lot of example here. So chat with PDF example, summarize YouTube videos. So they provide basic example for you. And of course, if you want to do RAG, retrieval argument generation, you can. It's very easy as well to stitch everything together. Yeah? And these are the supported embedders. Yeah, I think that is it. So I believe this helped in one way or the other for those of you that really want to get into agent development. So these are the tools. Also, Microsoft also have theirs, and some other one is also there, like LangChain. You can use LangChain. You can also use Crew AI as well for it. You have Crew AI, so you can also use this as well, so to build an agent. It's still the same concept, no different. They're all the same concept. So if you master one, you'll be able to use any of all these. So you go to an agent, for example, again, it's still the same, no difference. They are the same. So the reason why I can work with any of all these is because I have used Genkit, ADK from Google, and also that of an OpenAI Genetic SDK as well. So I've worked with it, so they are all the same. So whatever your imagination is your limit here. So from Crew AI, it's still the same thing. So if you that talks about what is an agent here, this one talks about more of agent attributes: the role, the goal, the LLM, the tools, the function calling, the response template, the prompt template. You can do a lot of things. Creating an agent is very simple as well. This kind of a configuration using your YAML configuration, which is the recommendation here. Again, this is an agent. So that's all. So they have different ones. So the ball is in your court. So whatever you want to do. So if you're starting out, if you want to be agent agnostic, you can go with this. So if you want to stick with OpenAI, you can use. I believe there's also a way for you to bring in Gemini and whatever to this. All right. Thank you for your time, and bye.